It's the Center Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome to the party, pal! Yes! Yes! Yes, this is my favorite part of the game.
Analyzing all of the league matchups week to week.
You can't win!
Get him a body bag! Finish him!
That is a bit above average.
I said this sucks, and basically so do you.
And discussing the boom, bust, and hidden gem players throughout the league.
We ain't found shit!
What the hell is Brett Favre doing here?
I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Laces out.
Touchdown!
And here's your host,
Allow myself to introduce myself.
David Harbatkin.
Hello and welcome to the Center Fantasy Football Podcast for week 2. Is it 2? Yes. Of season 10. Joining us from across the pond. There, celebrating with the king.
King Charles.
King Charles, get me some pounds, some Charles pounds.
King last week, but hello from London.
And
West End Freedman's.
And from Hackettstown. The only person on the... Did you win last week? I didn't even... What'd you do, man? You lost, right?
Who, me? You just assumed that I lost?
No, I assumed that you were the only one who won, but then I was like, well, did Manny win? I don't think you won, right? Because Thielen screwed you.
The packet's now won.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, well.
The Mets for once.
What's that?
The Mets won for once and the Yankees lost.
That's good. I approve of that. All right. So sorry I couldn't be here last night. I had a play to attend. So, we're all so cultured except for Geese.
Thanks.
Yeah, I get...
Well, I'm just saying he's British and that's automatically cultured. And then I'm going to plays. All right. Let's go to last week's games. What happened here last week? I don't even know. All I know is so I went to the Steelers game. I got there like at the end of the first quarter. So I mean the only players I really had in that game or that were involved in the game that I had were Najee Harris and for Gronky Kong. And I had the New England defense. And I was like, all right, Najee Harris doesn't seem to be having that great a game. And you couldn't really, because like at the stadium, you can't like the reception's terrible. So I was like, all right, maybe I'm doing well, Najee's not doing too bad. And I think not doing too good. And New England was doing pretty well on defense. And then next thing I know, I check and then Lamar went for 50. So what are you going to do? So yeah. I like being at the stadium. I'm going to a game in the future. I'm going to a Cowboys game in like October in Dallas. But the problem with going to the game is you just can't keep track of the fantasy as much unless you have like actual fantasy players invested in it. And I'm not going to have anybody in that game either. So, I don't know.
Instead of like the Sunday night game, so you could like watch the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games at home or, at your hotel and then go to the game. Yeah,
the problem is like, to go to Sunday night games people actually go to, I feel, and it's like like for Dallas I'm flying in the day before and then I'm flying out that night, so I need it to be a 1 o'clock games or noon game so that I could fly out that night and not have to worry about work.
Football's I prefer watching on TV because you don't see the yellow line and there's so much going on. Like football Sundays are overwhelming. Like I feel like I'd be pissed off that there's no service and I'd be on my phone more actually watching the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't have kids. I'm old. I want to spend money on something. So I'll spend it on going to football games. And London, I'm going to London too in November. So, whatever.
Well, last a good week to go because fucking DirecTV wasn't working. So,
yeah, I heard. So nobody really got a chance to watch any of this. Yeah, so,
Like Twitter were hilarious. They were like, two things that never fail or never work on Sunday. Chick-fil-A employees, and NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yep.
What was March? Oh, I have Sunday Ticket. I missed it, or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you had Steelers in the game, it was or Patriots. Not that. Why would you? It was what an awful game. What a boring, awful game. Anyway, yeah. So now that I've given a description of it, I might as well go into the game that I played against Gronky Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nick Chubb got 32 and Lamar got 48.62, so it wasn't exactly 50. And Samuel got 22.9. God, I wish I would have spent $4 on him. Well, and then other than that, like Ayuk got 11, 1.8 for Schultz, 7.8 for Gage. I mean, like, he actually did to me what I planned on doing to everybody else had Russell Wilson not sucked. I mean, Cooper Kupp with 31, so of course I'm already getting bullshit offers from Eugene. I'll share that later, even though I don't know if I will. He said he just sent it to me, well, at the end, so we had a conversation, and then at the end he's like, "Oh, I just sent it to you so you could talk about on the podcast." I don't think that's true, and I don't know. I don't. It's hard to know the sarcasm in him, but like whatever. We'll go over the offer because I think it's ridiculous, but he thinks it's totally fair. But whatever. Anyway, so Russell Wilson sucks. Cooper Kupp still got his 31. McCaffrey with 16 and 25 for Andrew. So I just am missing that fourth player, which was supposed to be Wilson. It wasn't, and this is what happens. Granted, still 117, points. Not a bad. I mean, and Chark got a goose egg. I mean, I'm still missing a few pieces, but the team theoretically is okay. It's just we're not performing well. And if he doesn't get a 48 performance from the revenge game from Lamar Jackson on me, maybe it's a different story. But
you're during the 1 o'clock games, like during the first half of the Ravens Dolphins game, it was probably like his phone was probably blowing up. With all the touchdown alerts from Chubb and Lamar, and like I was like, Jesus Christ, Gronky Kong is pouring it on. I mean, that's it. It's an uphill climb for you, So
yeah, very much so.
And I was watching the Miami game for Tyreek Hill, and oh yeah, Lamar was blowing it up.
And then, so from what I understand, the other half was Tua blowing it up, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else to talk about in this game? I mean, I don't really have much analysis of it. I mean, other than, Lamar went ballistic, and my guys fell short, and Russell still sucks. Anything else?
Yes. So much so.
Cheerio. What was that? I didn't hear it.
No. You're right, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I hate him, and I want him to go, but I don't want to just throw him in the garbage can because then somebody will pick him up, and then he'll start to be good, and I'll be pissed. So, whatever. Well, all right.
I think they've had like 5 goal lines, 5 possessions at the 1 yard line, and they failed to convert on all 5 possessions or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you get rid of McManus too?
No,
because
he still got 12.
Yeah, he's pretty good, but they had 1 possession where they were like at the 20-yard line or something, and the clock management was so bad that they
I've read
they failed to like convert the 3rd and 1, and then had like 2 penalties to kick him out of field goal range, so that the team is so out of sync. And the coaching,
that coach is so bad. I watched that first Monday night game. Obviously, I didn't watch this one, but I mean, I watched that first Monday night game, and I was just like, "This is."
Any coach named Nathaniel, like, why are you hiring coaches named Nathaniel?
I don't know, Emmanuel.
Nathaniel, like really?
Nathan.
Okay, all right. All right, let's get the game over with.
Yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else to say. Did anybody else have anything to say?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So let's go to the other half of that equation, which would have been the bench blunder of the year.
All right.
With Tua sitting there with even more points than Lamar. He actually did get the 50 burger, 50.86 on his bench. But, don't worry. He played Jerk Cousins for 10 points. Oh, Dr. Hockey. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered too much. So you add 40 points to this, he just barely gets to 110. I mean, first of all, his team was horrid, and the lightning rods just kicked the crap out of him. So, I mean, largely on the back of Stephon Diggs, who had 44.8 points. I mean, this was just like the week of giant performances.
Terrible. Why are you starting Madison when Cook is playing? Like that is not a smart move. I don't know.
Yeah, he should have played McKissick or
Yeah.
Mostert, I guess he could have played. I don't know. I don't know. And then Taylor with only 7.3, the number one vaunted guy in the auction for $80. Jonathan Taylor, 7.3 points.
And what Henry got.
Yeah, I know. Yikes. Just for 54 rushing yards, 1 reception, and 9 receiving yards. Ouch. Yeah, Jerk got 10.84, 10.8 for Jamar Chase. MVS gets 3.3. Like I said, there's no productions of the running backs, and he played Madison. Although Madison, so this will lead us into the next game afterwards. But yes, Madison did get 1 reception at the end of the game that another player I know would have liked to have had.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a second. Fryermuth, is this the best performance? This was the best score in the game. Fryermuth, 12.20.
Again, a player that I recommended to Dr. Hockey.
Yes, and he had his team's high score, 12.20. Lazard was 9.35 and then 7, and a bench blunder of epic proportions. Now, he does say, and with, like, why would I play Tua if I'm, well, you would think to play. Yeah, I would. I mean, why? I don't understand. I mean, I say this knowing the irony of that I currently have 2 quarterbacks, but why are you carrying 2 quarterbacks if you're not going to play the other one? And I'm playing 2 quarterbacks because Russell Wilson's really been pissing me off lately, and I just don't want to drop him yet to the raccoon because I know he's just sitting there waiting, and I don't think that he has a good quarterback either. So, and I know that he's going to go to his team and then he's going to blow up. So I'm just holding on for another week, but I want somebody in between. But why?
I only think it's necessary to have 2 quarterbacks when the quarterback that you're playing is like not Mahomes, Allen, or Herbert, because those guys you're going to start every week regardless of who they play. But Wilson is getting old. Burrow's line is terrible. Cousins.
But you picked up like a backup quarterback because
I did.
Because Burrow is struggling and you're on the fence about this. This is the same basic reasoning as me. But I mean, hockey's going with this from the beginning of the season. There's enough quarterbacks out there that you can get the same general, baseline performance. I wouldn't waste a spot on a quarterback if unnecessary. Like I said, I'm aware of the full irony of that I'm doing it this week, but I also don't like the fact that I'm wasting a spot. And hopefully, and this, by the way, is just a just for this week kind of thing. Hopefully Russell gets it back together and has a good week, and I don't feel the need to drop him. But and I just felt that the matchup that Flacco had was a good matchup this week. I would have actually gone for the guy that you picked up, Goff.
Yeah,
but I didn't like the matchup against Minnesota, so whatever.
One more. Burrow is on the chopping block.
Yeah, so is Russ. So we'll see. Anyway, back to this game. So yeah, 20 points for Rodgers, 44.80 for Diggs.
Ooh, I wish I could get my hands on some Diggs.
Oh yeah, that would be nice with
Oh, that would be nice.
your twofers there. You might have to give up.
Oh,
Williams with 25.3 in that Thursday night game. Montgomery with 15. Melvin with only 6.3. Hawkinson with 5.6. Michael Thomas, your old buddy, with 18.5 points. How do you feel about that, Keith?
Fuck that guy.
Tucker with 10 and 15 for the San Francisco defense. Yeah, Brady got, this is another. So he has Brady and he has Rodgers. I mean, okay. But Brady, of course, had only 11.4 points. Yeah, not many bench blunders there. I don't know.
For iPad.
What's that?
Throwing iPads in the football right now.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
I mean, I'm sure there's a slight delay across the world.
Yeah, well, Brady is he was so frustrated with the Tampa offense that he just like smashed an iPad.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were saying something was happening in the game right now. Yeah,
Oh,
no. I didn't see anything with football this weekend. I mean, other than the game that I was at, yeah, no, I didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's not true. I saw things on Monday night. I saw Monday Night Football from the airport lounge and with Geese announcing to me what was happening, and he didn't do that terrible a job.
Oh,
yeah, normally he does, but this time he didn't. But anyway, so let's get to the game that he was announcing for me, which is the closest game of the season so far. One of the closest games in the history of the league. And that is Nick and Jamie winning by 132.38 to the Clever Name Pending team's 132.10. I mean, first of all, Clever Name Pending basically hit their projection like almost on the dot, just like slightly above. But Nick and Jamie overshot it by 10 and end up winning this game. So I mean, yeah. So first of all, I mean, I could describe my watching it. I was like kind of watching the game, and they had like a hydraulic issue, so they made everybody get off the plane, and then I called up Geese, or no, then I started watching part of it in the bar, but then they had to replane us, so I called up Geese at that point to tell me what was happening, because basically when I had to get back on the plane, all CNF needed, I believe, was a Dalvin Cook reception.
yes.
And the reception went to Madison.
And it went to Madison.
It was terrible because Cook started the drive, and then as they were moving forward, they just inexplicably just took him out. Never put him back in.
Yeah, because he got like a reception. I think didn't he get a reception like with like 8 minutes left or something like that? And then and then
he got the reception, and we're like, "Is that enough?" And he was 0.28.
Right. Yeah.
0.28 away, and they never brought him back out.
Yeah, they never brought him back out. Yeah. Yeah, that's a heartbreaking way to lose. So all right, so Mahomes gets 21.30. Robinson 15.3 rebounding from the first week. 13.7 for Johnson. 7.6 for Dalvin Cook, which is really the killer right there. Kareem Hunt with 9.4. 17 for Waller, 20.8 for Bateman. And then really, but so here was the other half of the game. So Nick and Jamie already had like a pretty big lead, and then it was the Buffalo defense. I mean, so there's two, because you had both Monday night games going on, and the Buffalo defense got 20 points, and you and I were talking about how like they could give up, like an extra point or something, and that could also, like, there was like any number of things that could have happened that could have affected what would have happened. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it just came down to Dalvin Cook not being out on the field. But I mean, yeah, the Buffalo defense, one more sack would have made a difference. it was just so close.
Mike Evans got suspended a little bit earlier,
Yeah, and then the bold what? Then the bold strategy, Cotton, that they employed by putting Elliott and Pollard out there. So Elliott only gets 5.9, Pollard 19.8 points there. I mean, going Cowboys heavy, 15.1 for Lamb. So 27.88 for Kyler Murray. I think Nick was talking about that or whatever. There was
so
they started
if that game didn't go to overtime and if Kyler Murray didn't like scramble around for this ridiculous 2-point conversion, like he doesn't win.
Yeah, 2-point. Oh, was there?
I don't know if it was for the touchdown or for the 2-point conversion, but he had this like one play where he was like scrambling for literally 15 seconds, like just running circles around the defense, and then he just scooted into the end zone. So,
one rushing TD. It must be that one. It must have been a TD.
Yeah, it may have been a 2-point conversion though. I don't.
Well, he's not getting credited with a 2-point conversion, so it must have been the rushing TD.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably. I mean, yeah, Ertz with 15.5, Higgins with 19.1, and 13 for Carlson. Let's see, were there any bench blunders in this game? Certain. London with. Oh wow, your city got 24.6 points right there.
Yep.
Not exactly his city. He's there for the day.
Yeah.
Is it one day? How long are you there for?
No, I'm here for the week. I'm coming back next Wednesday.
About how long I'm going when I go. Is this your first time there?
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, it's nice.
You're gonna go see what is there to see? Big Ben?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go on Monday and Tuesday. I'll do sightseeing, but there's a big tennis event here Friday through Sunday.
Wimbledon?
Federer's last match. No, it's called the Laver Cup. It's like a weekend event. It's like all the players from Europe versus all the players from the rest of the world, and it's kind of like a Ryder Cup, President's Cup kind of vibe. So
also a vibe of all things that I don't watch. Okay.
It's Roger Federer's last tennis match this weekend.
I've heard of him.
Yes, I would hope so.
I mean, I haven't heard of many other players. I've heard of him, Nadal, Serena. That's about it.
You might have heard of Djokovic. Djokovic.
I thought he was a golfer. He's a tennis player.
Novak Djokovic.
Same thing. Whatever.
Yeah. All right.
I've heard the name. Anyway, he's not on any of these fantasy rosters. All right. Yeah. I don't know. That's this game. Really, it's just Dalvin Cook not getting the
yeah.
Any.
I mean, he's 0.28 points away from being 2-0. I mean, come on.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, he should have won this one. But I mean, hats off to Nick and Jamie for going with an all Dallas team and finding a way. I mean, both Dallas running backs. I mean,
with Cooper Rush as their quarterback, and he has CeeDee Lamb too.
And he has CeeDee Lamb. I'm dumbfounded by what's happening this season.
Might as well get the Dallas kicker as well.
Why not? I mean, the fact that it's in seasons where I'm like, what is going on? Like with any of this stuff. I mean, like just inexplicably happening, like with Dalvin Cook getting 7.6 points. I mean, or your running back, which we'll talk about, and doing so poorly. I mean, those are the seasons that Eugene does well because he's terrible at fantasy. Stick that on your bulletin board. Anyway. He won't though, because he's gonna fast forward right through this part because he doesn't think his name is gonna be mentioned right here. He's gonna go straight to when he thinks his game is gonna be mentioned, especially since he's playing me this week.
We just get my game over with.
Yeah, sure. I mean, apparently you got it over with really quickly. Wow, what a terrible score. What happened here?
It was absolutely horrendous. So, let's start with Burrow. That offensive line is just atrocious. They can't protect him one bit. And he always finds a way to kind of come back in the fourth quarter because I think he's a natural born winner. He has intangibles about him, but if they can't protect him, he's not going to survive the season, and he's probably not going to survive my fantasy roster pretty much longer either. So that was atrocious. I mean, I'm expecting 25, 30 points before the season started, and he's getting 15 to 18. But he puts me through so much pain because always in the first half he has either negative points, which he had in week 1, or 5 points, and then he picks it up in the second half. But still, not very pleased with that. Fucking Peoples. I mean, this is
Peoples with 0.
Peoples with a goose egg. He had 11 targets in the first game, and he was a big waiver wire pickup, and he just completely stunk up the joint. I mean, it was atrocious.
That's why I say
for the team to have 31 points and him to get nothing. It was devastating. Then Thielen, it looks like Kirk Cousins. I mean, I don't think he sees white during a night game because I think he only sees green because he throws it in the turf or he throws it to the Eagles. He's just atrocious, especially in night games. And he doesn't even look to Thielen. He just goes to Jefferson, even if he's in triple coverage. It's nonsense. Then Javonte Williams, I mean, you would expect a better performance from the Denver team at home against Houston to only put up 16 points. That was very disappointing.
I would agree.
Henderson, I mean, Akers now gets more carries than him in that Atlanta game. It's just that everything went wrong for me. Kelsey only 10 points in that Thursday night game. Yes, I knew it was a tough matchup against the Chargers secondary, but still 10 points. That's not what I'm expecting from Kelsey. Henry looks old and fat. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him.
By the way, 8.5 points with a touchdown.
Yes,
with a
I
touchdown.
know. I know. It's not good. Yes, part of it is because they're playing the Buffalo Bills. But I don't know. Something is off. It's just terrible. For Bass to be my leading scorer, I mean the kicker, I deserve to lose this game.
And yet you didn't lose by much because it wasn't like there was much going on the other side. Now, the Wentz pickup for $35. I mean, it was almost $1 a point there. I mean, that's
not bad.
And that's the only one who scored there. So 33.78 for Wentz. But after that, so Judy didn't get hurt. I think I read something about him.
Judy got hurt. Connor also got hurt.
Yes. So Judy got hurt. Connor got hurt. Metcalf with 7.5 points. Mixon at least got into double digits. Fournette, is he hurt too, or what happened there? Or is he just thinking up the
I think he's playing against Green Bay this weekend, but
GoDirt.com gets 13.2. Ugh, what a putrid game.
It was hard.
Yeah. I mean, well, you were evenly matched in this game. Why couldn't you have this kind of performance the week before? That's what I want.
Any benchers? I forget. I wasn't even looking at the bench. I was just so mortified by my starters.
No, not really. 39 points left on the bench. I mean,
yeah, not really.
I mean,
when you don't get your first touchdown notification until 5:00 Eastern time, you're not having a good week.
Brutal. I know. I've had those days. I've had days where I've and it's been a few years since this has happened because now that I have Sunday ticket, I wake up and make sure, and I usually talk to Geese. But there used to be days where I would sleep in, and I'd wake up at for the what would be the 4:00 games for you, but the 1:00 games out here. And I would turn it on, and if there was no notifications at all, I'd be like, "Wait, is it not Sunday? What why is there no notification? I don't even want to know what's going on." So, yeah.
I mean, there's no better feeling than getting a notification from Yahoo that your team just scored a touchdown.
Oh,
but there's
fantastic. I love it.
It's amazing. It's amazing with a little like
the party
firecracker
thing.
or something. Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. Yeah, but no, I didn't get many this week either. I don't think. I guess Amari Cooper got 25.1 points. That's kind of a bench blunder, I guess. I don't know. Who could say in this? I mean, I don't even know.
Just an atrocious game all around. Duvernay had 6 points to start the game because I think he had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Returning TD.
Yeah, but that was it from him. So only 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Move on.
Just a snooze. Move on. Exactly.
Where shall we go now? We can go to the.
That was a very entertaining game.
Okay.
Nick and Geese were at my house watching this game, so it was very entertaining to follow it.
All of them. Oh, that would have been fun to watch.
Yep.
Were you both? I don't know. Discuss like rubbing it in, or I mean, I think that would be a lot of fun to be at your opponent's place while playing your opponent.
Yeah, it's fun. You get some trash talk. You get, when Waddle was lighting it up, but he was on Nick's bench. It's fun to rub it in a little bit. But I have to say, the Hagglers had the coaching move of the week by playing Dortch.
Oh, we made fun of them last week for it.
We did, but I mean, it was hilarious because the only one going on the 4:00 games was Dortch for Geese, and like he wanted that red zone to keep turning it to the Arizona game so he could see this, this backup slot receiver that's highly touted by the Hagglers, and it was just funny. And when he wouldn't score, he would call him douche. But I mean, 15 points. He had a touchdown. Kyler, during that comeback, he was going to him. I haven't even heard of this guy, and to see him put up 15 points, I have to say I give the Hagglers credit.
He was 1% rostered.
Yeah, no, we said it last week. If and you were right. I mean, on top of that, you got amazing performances. As usual out of Allen. Yeah, despite the fact that you wanted to throw him in the garbage can after the first drive of the season.
Oh no, he saved my bacon this week.
And yeah. And then Tyreek Hill with 42.
Oh baby. He poured it on in the fourth quarter. Woo!
I mean, I wish I would have seen that game. That sounds like a.
Oh my gosh, it was an instant classic. And luckily, I would have gotten creamed this week if Nick had played Waddle.
You sure would have.
That
was one of the bench points.
40 there on that bench.
40 points on the bench.
Oh my God.
On the bench.
Wow, what a bench blunder week.
Yep.
The Miami bench.
Going into the Sunday night game, the Hagglers were up by 15 or something, but then Aaron Jones went off. So I think Geza needed
32,
like 28 points in the Monday night.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had Allen and
28, 29 points. I needed a lot.
Needed a lot, but you got him.
Yeah. And then again, so you finally straightened out your kicking game, and then of course you were the one who picked the Miami defense.
Oh boy, that was a mistake.
What did Dallas end up? So they got.
I think they ended up with 7 points.
You should have gone with them. You got talked out of that by Manny, I think.
He does that a lot.
I wasn't recommending either. I was actually recommending the Indianapolis defense against Jacksonville, who were still on the waiver wire. That probably didn't turn out very well either.
I can't imagine it did. Boyd, I would not listen to any of this advice. What are you doing?
Everything is easier in hindsight.
Oh my God, what'd you say? The Jacksonville defense?
No, the Colts defense
Oh, the
against
Colts
Jack lost 24-0. I think they had negative points too. But I wasn't
-1. I mean, they would have done better than this. So they had -1.
True. Okay.
So had you listened to his actual recommendation, you would have saved yourself 2 points.
2 points, yeah.
If you listened to yourself, you would have gone 10 extra points. But whatever, you didn't need it. Points. Who needs them? All right. I mean, Nick also suffered from the fact that Trey Lance went down in this game.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I mean, like this could have been a very different game had he not had that injury. Yeah, it's really interesting the way that it's like all of these. It's like dotted with huge, performances throughout the league, and then a bunch.
Burke is actually doing really good. He's getting a lot of targets. He had 25 points.
Yeah, no, I mean he is. He's the only one that's getting the targets over there. Trust me, I know. I've worked my way through their other receivers, and they just don't see the ball. Yeah. I mean, they paid him. I mean, he's the opposite of the example that Geese always gives, about like, oh, once they get paid, nobody, they'll never see the ball again. This time they do. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, good win. I mean,
thank you. Nick made it close. The 30 points on Monday night, it's enough to sweat it out.
Yeah, because I'd only tuned in, I guess, during the Monday night game, and I saw like Knox already had like he'd scored early, and like it was clear to me that you would not be sweating by the time that I kind of tuned in, but I guess you were sweating well before that, but no need. All right. What other games? So we've done those. We did that. All right. That leaves the one guy, the champion of the 2-week season of the 2-0, Dave's secret crush. So Herbert gets 29.46, and then he did have that rib injury, but it's quite, I don't know if we'll see if he comes back. Sutton, the guy he's trying to pawn off on me, goes for 19.7. AJ Brown with 11.9. 11 for Barkley. Etienne 2, or he gets A2 Brutus gets 8.3, 3.9 from Kyle Pitts. Momra he's had a really good season so far for 39.40 points. Your kicker, your buddy, he goes over there and he gets 13 points.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And then 3 for the Pittsburgh defense. Hurts on the bench with 35 points. So he did outperform Herbert, but what are you gonna do there? Brandon Cooks, another highly touted wide receiver, totally worth a cup. Gets 9.4 points. Hall 13 on his bench, 16 for Damian Harris, 13 for Everett, and Dotson was 17. I mean, frankly, he's got one of the better benches.
Get it in there, Kareem. Get it in there, Kareem.
Do you have Kareem?
No, Kareem Hunt.
I'm saying do you have him?
I don't want no.
But you just don't want
yeah,
Chubb to get it.
Right.
I mean, I wonder how much of a delay there is. It's 4th and goal right now.
Yep. 9 minutes left.
So looks like you should be unhappy. Yeah, I think you're unhappy with that result. Maybe.
Fuck, is Chubb in? No.
Not.
Oh fuck! God damn it! God damn it!
I love being able to watch live as players get really upset.
Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Hunt had an easy pathway into the end zone, and this guy just like threw him to the ground. Why are you running right into the defender? An idiot.
Hmm.
All right, go on.
Okay. Oh yeah, this game. Oh well, one of the classic center rivalries between Dave's Secret Crush and Whale of Destiny. The Whale of Destiny. Whew. What's going on here? Is he destined to go back into the garbage can and find somebody else? What's happening here? 89.78 points. There's a lot of terrible scores this week. So 22.98 for Carr, 10.8 for Jefferson, only 9 for Adams?
Yeah. I mean, that's Carr.
Really? Okay.
Carr will rip the guy.
16.7 for Swift. And other than that, Zach Moss was 1.7, 1.4 for you. Taysom Hill. You want to taste some Hill. 0 for Paris Campbell. My former that's a trash can pickup if I've ever seen one. I remember dropping him for good reason. For that reason, actually. 1 point for Prater and 26 for the Tampa Bay defense. So basically, he only gets 89.78 points, and 26 of it were from the Tampa Bay defense. Ouch, that's not.
Is that Paris Campbell or Paris Hilton?
Soup.
They had the same amount of points this week.
And he left only 31.5 points on the bench. I mean, on his 18-player bench, by the way. I mean, what's happening here? And you said about Akers. Akers only got 8.2 points. It's not like he did well.
I think Henderson still outscored him.
Yeah, he did. Okay. I mean, Eugene clearly has some issues to work on there rather than trying to. Just the other thing. So, okay. So, I mean, no, I know. So this is the ridiculous offer that he sends me today. So he sends me the offer, which I immediately rejected. He texted me right after, like, wow, that was fast. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't take me fast to reject such garbage. No. It was Cortland Sutton and Brandon Cooks. He didn't even play, by the way, for Cooper Cup. Like, first of all, like, why are you even wasting my time? But second of all,
I mean, let's have some serious offers, please.
Yeah. Look, first of all, I've said this many times. If you want Cooper Cup, you got to draft him. Or you're going to have, like, I'm not just giving him up. I'm not Zmart. It's just not happening. But here's the thing. Stop. So you already have. So first of all, if you want to make the deal, I'm still going to reject it. But at least do me the respect of offering Amon St. Brown. Don't offer me anybody on your bench for one of the best players in the league. Second of all, I did the math on it. The combined score of the two players he was offering me was 8.1 points less than Cooper Kupp had alone. So you want me to take up an extra bench spot for less points out of two players? Like, it's insane. I don't like. I don't know if he's like. I mean, he seems to be serious. He seems to like actually think these are. I don't know what to say.
First of all,
but also why are you going for? I mean, look. Why are you going for Cooper Kupp? You have decent wide receivers on your team. Why are you not going for CMC? Because Etienne doesn't seem to be cutting it, and neither does Kyle Pitts. Go for Andrews. I'm still not going to give him to you, but at least, like, why do you want to load up? I mean, look, I get it that Kupp is the best one, in the league, and of course you want him, which is why you make the ridiculous offers for nothing. I don't even know what to say. Plug the holes in your team.
It's not even worth saying anything because it's just a laughable offer.
It is. But whatever. And then what did he say to me? Something like, "Oh, we'll see, whatever." I mean, and he might finish ahead of me in the season. I'm not have. I mean, I clearly have problems, and I base a lot of it on Russell Wilson, and there's problems there, but that does not entitle you to Cooper Cup. You want these players, spend it in the auction. Stop trying to get like for all of these teams. If you want a player, go pay for him. Stop trying to rip off players later on to get them.
I mean, the fact that they never offer a superstar, it's always like bench jabronis for megastars.
I know.
Who the hell is going to make that deal ever?
Other than Z-Mart, which is what ends up happening on the carousel. They go through all of the players, the normal players, and then they eventually are like, well, nobody, so I'll just go to Z-Mart. I'll just shop at Z-Mart. Hell, put in Barkley in the deal. Make it tempting. Like you like look off of this team. Not that I want them, but if you did St. Brown and Barkley for Cooper Cup, I would pause to think about that. I would, I don't think I would do it, but I would at least think about it.
Now that's a fair trade.
Yeah. And the thing is that would make me think about it, first of all. Because it helps my RB2 problem. And it still compensates me for a wide receiver one, and you get the best player in the league. Like that's something that I would actually, like I said, I don't think that I would actually pull the trigger, although I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But like, don't insult me with things like I like. What are you thinking? And here's the thing, and this is what I don't understand. Like, Eugene builds and he does this every season. He builds a deep bench, and as I said this year, I thought that that he actually had a good draft. I thought that he built a good bench here. So he, by doing that, he can afford to give up an Amon St. Brown because he still has other players that he can put in the vaunted Brandon Cooks or whatever. But I mean, or whatever it is. But he still has other players that he could put in there to do, to go with Cooper Cup. He gets it's a win-win, but no, he refuses to try to even remotely have a win-win. He just wants to screw you over, or he just doesn't see it, which is even worse. I hope that he's just trying to screw me over because if he actually believes that those are fair offers, I just don't even, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's like, it's so ridiculous that it's not even worth countering.
Right. Exactly.
Well, you almost make it seem like it's a joke. Like is he just toying with me?
I know.
Like, is this a real offer or is he just toying with me?
Exactly.
And it's like,
and I'm like, I don't even want to, like, but if you want the best, like, I think he's the highest scorer so far.
He is.
Yeah, like you want the highest. You're going.
He has a good.
What?
He has a good team.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to go, no, Eugene does. But if you want to add to that, the highest. I mean, is that what he is? Let's see. He's the highest non-quarterback scorer in the league so far. Slightly edging out Tyreek Hill. So expect Brandon Cooks for Brandon Cooks and Cortland Sutton offer for Tyreek Hill, because basically the same.
What did Mumra have in the first game?
I
think he had like 20. Yeah, it's a good.
And 12, I don't know. I don't look at and wow. I probably wouldn't pull the trigger because I don't know if he's going to sustain it. Like it could just, I don't know, but it's a very good start and it's something to at least make you consider. Like, and maybe you want to sell high at that point. I don't know. I don't know, but like the idea that you're trying to hoard him while you're trying to get the best non-quarterback performer in the league for a bench play, like It's never gonna happen. On not with me, maybe on Zmark, but it's never gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't waste my time.
All right, let's go after Waddle.
I mean, Waddle will probably be. I mean, yeah. So exactly. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you have more point, just off the bat, don't offer a 2-for-1 where the two players combine for less points than the one. That's just not that is not a good deal for the person giving away the one. They have to eat up an extra bench space and they're losing. Even if it was even, it's still not like
not good. No,
because I could put in somebody who gets a point and they're still doing better in that vacant position than having to eat up two positions with it. I mean, this notion of, how many times in this podcast have we talked about the 2-for-1? When you see a 2-for-1, you know it's garbage.
Yeah, you get suspicious.
I mean, automatically my spidey sense goes up when it's 2-for-1. Or a 3-for-1. I know you're really trying to throw garbage at me. More is not better. Quantity. I want less players on my team. That means more bench space. If you want to give me the one really good player for 2, I'm happy to do that. I'm not gonna.
Well, last year, Geza offered me one player for 2 of his. I think it was. I gave him Michael Thomas, and he offered me Andrews. And who was the other guy in that deal?
Wasn't it Christian Kirk or
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm not saying a 2-for-1 always is going to be bad as a rule, but I'm just going to say.
But the person that's offering the trade should be offering one person and getting 2 in return.
Yeah. Yeah. But whatever. That's what we're used to over there. So I'm just giving advice if you would like to actually work out a deal and not just mindlessly send out trades that are going to get rejected right away. At least with me, make it a fair deal, or go shop at Zmart. I don't know what else to say. All right, I think we can take a break now. Are you going to be here on the other? Are you going to be here on the other side, or are you gonna leave us?
Probably going to get some rest.
All right, cheerio. What do they say over there? I don't know. Goodbye.
I don't know.
How do you say see you later in English?
Good night.
What?
Good night.
Night. Night.
Night.
I don't know how to speak English. Whatever.
That fucking cup touchdown pissed me off.
Fuck. Are you sure you don't want to stay around for the next whatever few minutes and watching you get pissed and then just leave in the middle of that? I don't know. Whatever. We will take a break though now. Everybody tomorrow will know what has happened already. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll only be 2 of us. Whatever. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. So Manny has gone off to Betty Bye. But I remain here with Geese, and we have the benefit of having now completed watching the Thursday night game. So at least our upcoming analysis will incorporate what you all know now in the morning when you're watching this. All right, well, let's get started by taking a look at the transactions. So we can begin right here with Nick and Jamie getting the New Orleans defense for this week off the higher waiver priority. They paid $0 for it. Whalers outbidding Gronky Kong for Olave. which is, I mean, I thought about going after him as well. I mean, but like for free, I mean, I don't know. He's been dropped, and I don't know. I was actually surprised that he was still around because people have been touting him. Are you even watching? What are you doing?
Yeah, but I mean, it's too early for that. He's throwing a bunch of targets at him, but they haven't really.
I know. Philadelphia went to the finest, outbidding Rocky Kong. The Chargers defense went to Zamunda, outbidding Nick and Jamie by $1. And then this was the actual competitive bid here, which you ended up winning, which you didn't go psychotic with. Normally you go like $100 or whatever, but you won with 45. Apparently.
And with the $12 that we had extra left over for the auction, it was really like bidding 32.
Yeah, there you go. We bid 40, so you outbid us. Gronky got bid 21, and the Whale of Destiny bid 6. Yeah, I mean, he was the only one that I even saw available. I was talking to you before this, and I was just saying that it's just a wasteland out there. There's like nobody really, that I see that I even want.
Not really.
I mean, this was the one guy. Then Higby goes to Gronky Kong for $7, and I got Jacoby and Myers for $12. Outbidding Gronky Kong. For 5, or sorry, Gronky Kong with 0, and Hackettstown's Finest with 5. I don't know what happened to my compatriot here. So perhaps we'll take a pause for a second.
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Okay.
I just signed myself. I think I just signed myself out of the meeting.
Apparently you did. I think I just paused the sharing. Are we still recording? That's what I'm.
Well, it says record on my thing.
It says that we're recording still. So this whole time it's been. Well, this is a mess.
You can just fix it in post production.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post, and by that I mean no, I won't. All right, we'll just go forward from here. Just shows you how much I give a shit right now. Okay, so left off, yeah. So with Jacoby and Myers going to what do you call it? Me for $12, and then outbidding the finest who bid $5, and then 0 for Gronky Kong. Yeah, so is it still recording?
Yes, that's recording on my thing.
Yeah, it says otherwise stop recording. Otherwise, all right, I guess we are. So I'm gonna go forward like as if this is recording because I'm gonna be really pissed if it doesn't. Anyway, so let's go back to I guess they're gonna hear my call your phone and all this other stuff. Whatever. It's so stupid. Whatever. We can go to standings now.
All right.
So at the top of the league, the Ego won the champion of the 2-week season.
Champion of the 2-week season. All right.
Dave's Secret Crush, 2-0. While actually having way more points than anybody else, 276, 270.
Well, let's see. Does he have way more points than anybody else? Let's take a look.
Well, I mean, I guess the Lightning Rods have 264.
Yeah, Lightning Rods is right up there.
Well, there's only 2-0 teams. So it's Dave Secret Crush until it.
Hagler's have 255. He's 22 points ahead of me.
Yeah, I mean, and then also, frankly, Clever Name Pending is 262. So he's not. He's just way more than Tillett, who's 2-0.
Yeah.
But then again, Tillett is 2-0 because he beat Manny and he only scored 90 to get that second win. So, you know.
I mean, yeah, 90.
I mean, this has been just an odd season. I mean, the fact that we have first of all, only 2 undefeated teams left after 2 weeks. I mean, usually there, it goes a little bit longer than that. Right now, only 2 teams in the basement, me and Zamunda. Wow, Wakanda even has a win. God, that's pathetic. But everybody else just stuck in the 1-1 logjam here early. So, yeah, frankly, he doesn't even have that many more points than me. He's got like 30. He's got about 40 more points than me right now, and I'm in 11th. So yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, I play him this week, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so where would we like to start on the upcoming games?
Well, let's see here. Let's start with.
Where were you looking? I'm sharing the screen so you can look at this.
That's too small. It's on my phone. I'm looking at my laptop.
And we can't move the phone to the other direction. This is just.
All right, so let's start off with. Let's see.
I mean, the production value on this show has just gone downhill in 10 years. Like
people just listen. Nobody actually watches the thing.
You don't think anybody watches?
No, they're listening to it, like watching it. They don't like watch the screen.
I mean, that's what I would. I mean, that's what I would do. They're probably on the toilet half the time when they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You think they're in the car? Comment. Actually, all right. Comment below what you do, how you watch this. Let's get some interaction. Like some what do they call? I don't want people to see this, so I don't really actually want to boost it up. But
I mean, where would you like to start out of this week 3 matchup list? Is there any? Let's start with Zamunda in the base.
Okay, Zamunda playing Nick and Jamie. All right, well, I this is going to be a tough one to predict after last week, where we were completely off on Nick and Jamie. So right now the projection is that Zamunda, it's in their favor, 120.90 to 114.56. So he's replaced Trey Lance with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Waddle sighting finally.
Yes, we do have a Waddle sighting versus Buffalo, though, so it's a tougher game. But still, okay, that should still be high scoring, I would think. Debo Samuel, so you can get twofers there.
There you go.
And he's not going to have a lot happening until the Sunday night game. What did Eckler do last week? I didn't even know. All right, he did it. Yeah. Okay, good game there. And then Aaron Jones, you said had a great game, but going against Tampa Bay, which is a really tough run defense.
Yep.
Still going with Tanyan. Okay.
Don't know, but okay.
And then Kirk. I mean, look, on paper, Zamunda should win this game. Like, there's no question. Okay, so I mean, we could at least look at the other side. Kyler Murray going against the Rams, tougher matchup. CD, so then all right, then the 3 Cowboys going on Monday night. So a lot in this game is not going to be decided until really late. So you have like the Sunday night game for a lot of Nick's team, and you're gonna have the Monday night game for the bulk of Nick and Jamie's team. So CD Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, and Tony Pollard all going on Monday night. And Malcolm Brown going against the Rams. It's basically so we have the Arizona Dallas combo meal on that. Oh, and Arizona with Zach Ertz there too. So he only has one player not from those 2 games, not counting the kicker and the defense, which is Higgins going against the Jets early. So, I mean, the score of this game will probably be like 20 to, I don't even know, like after the 1 o'clock games. It's going to be so low. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm picking Zamunda in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they got the firepower. Joe, I mean, Nick actually has a pretty good team when he doesn't bench them.
I know.
I mean, he's got all the right people on the bench this time. I would maybe try and get Robinson in the lineup, but there's no real place to put him. I mean,
Where?
if he's going for his twofers, yeah, there's no real place to put him.
I mean, he's got Kirk there. He's got Samuel. I mean, Samuel would be the only weakest point. I don't know. I suspect there's going to be a lot of shopping at Z-Mart soon. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned about the deals that are going to fly off the shelf right now.
Well, he's secured Waddle. And I mean, Nick and Jamie, I mean, Kyler Murray, what did he do last week? I mean, yeah, 27 and 24. He's pretty decent.
But it's
the
all
whole
Arizona.
Zeke Pollard thing, I think Zeke might be done.
I think he is too. Is Dobbins playing this week? Maybe he's still questionable. Knee remained full for Thursday's practice. That one's got an entire slate of full sessions last week, but remained sidelined. I don't know.
I mean, let's face it, Nick and Jamie with the point. That 1-1 is generous. Generous 1-1, by the way. It's technically
generous, but I mean, it was an overperformance. Like, it wasn't like the 2-0 for Tillett is generous. I mean, he scored 90 something. He didn't even break 100 anyone. Like, I don't know if I would call this generous. I would just say it was unexpected. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking, like, you look at this game, it's got to go to Zamunda. On paper, he's got the better team. And he's got the better matchups. And he has more than one team. I mean, this is Arizona and the Cowboys.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Cardinal Cowboys.
This is literally the Cardinal
Cowboys. I know. I mean, are the balls going around that much on those two teams?
I don't know. They don't have Dortch.
That's the other thing. And they don't have Gallup, who looks like he's coming back. I mean, I guess Lamb is the better one anyway, but they okay.
Yeah, I'll take Nicky Baby. I think they actually gave him a low project. Some of these players should be getting more points.
Not Tanyan. That's certainly a weakness. I think he'll beat him in tight end. I think Ertz will have a better game at tight end than he will. Other than that, all right. I don't think there's anything else to say from this. I'm picking Nick. Where would you like to go next?
Let's go. Well, I guess let's go to our last year's championship game, Friedman versus Gronky.
Oh, look at that, the CVS Bowl. So this one already has a Thursday night game that was played. So the original projection was 126.50 to 111.69. The current projection is 126.50 because man, he had nobody play against Gronky Kong's 112.77. So he slightly, just barely, went above his totals, I guess. But I mean, he went 3 points over his totals with Chubb, and 13, and so he went just under with Harris. Whatever. Okay, so I mean, he's got Lamar going against New England. I don't think New England is going to give Lamar the kind of game that he had last week. I just don't. New England, I just, it's the one game that I'm even remotely familiar with. They just suffocate the clock. They just don't play the style of game where you're going to score a lot of points. Generally, I mean, they did it against Miami, by the way. So you had Baltimore and Miami playing in the first week, and it was not this high scoring affair. I think it was 17 to, I don't remember. It was not a high scoring affair. So now you have the other half. Now they're taking the other half of that last week's game and playing them on the other end. And I don't think it's going to be a high scoring affair either. I think that Lamar comes back down to earth. I'm not saying that he's going to do bad. I'm just saying it's not going to be a 50 burger.
Okay.
Ayuk against Denver, sure. Samuel, he was Curtis Samuel, so he has been fantastic, as has
Yeah.
everyone on that Washington Commanders team.
Yeah.
Higbee, who we picked up in the auction. Let's see. So Higbee, okay, he had a better week certainly in the second week. Gage, what's going on there? Isn't there like an injury or something?
With Tampa Bay,
Hamstring.
with Evans suspended.
Yeah, it's looking bad over there. Okay. I don't know about that. Let's see. What does he have on the bench?
Not much of the bench. They're all injured.
Yeah. Well, he's got Gallup. I think Gallup is going to go. And yeah, so he practiced again on Thursday. Advice: Gallup practiced last week, and the Cowboys have all but confirmed that he will be active for Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. The full session today all but confirms it. The Cowboys desperately need Gallup back as a second viable target in the receiving core. But with Gallup expected to be snap counted and Cooper Rush at the controls, Gallup can be trusted as wide receiver 4 for week 3. But I still think that Gallup is going to play. In which case, I think that you can at least put him in. Going against the finest, who, all right, so you have, so he is Gabe Davis going to play this week? What's his status? Ankle is 100%. Confident he will return for Sunday's game against the Dolphins. Davis was officially limited for the second straight day. Players are always overly confident about their injury status, but Davis' words align with his action as he has been practicing the past 2 days. Barring a setback, he should be out there for one of the week's highest totaled contests. Even with Stephon Diggs cooking as the Bills' number 1 receiver, Davis can be immediately reinserted into fantasy managers' wide receiver 2 spots. I agree with that. The problem is that he has Thielen, and Thielen is terrible. And he has Henry. What?
Kirk Cousins is terrible.
Fair. And then he has Henry. Henry has been terrible this season. Miles Sanders, Kelsey should do fine. Even though he didn't, I mean, he got, double digits last week, but for him, you need him to do better than that. And Javonte Williams, also kind of disappointing there, but so I don't.
Again, Russell Wilson is disappointing.
Exactly.
He picked. So you got, how many times have I said you really do have to look at the quarterbacks? I mean, it makes a huge difference. Like you have Russell Wilson on the Denver Broncos. I mean, he's just that whole the coaching. First of all, the coaching is terrible too. By the way.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is a mess over there. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I certainly. We mentioned in the last segment me, receiving offers for for a cup and whatever. How about I'll field offers for Russell Wilson. You can give me a candy bar and I might give it up at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to take Gronky Kong in this game. I mean, just looking at the performance from last week, the finest are in a little bit of trouble, I think.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I mean, they did get the win in the first week, but which was devastating to my case, Your Honor. But week 2 was pretty low scoring. I mean, to get beaten by a team that only scored 90 something is I don't know. I'm gonna take Gronky Kong despite the projections. I mean the Thielen projection, the Henry projection. I mean, so Thielen is projected at 13.3. He may be. I mean, look, he may be able to get that in garbage time. He almost did. No, he didn't even get that, but still, okay. He may still be able to get that. But Henry, 16.8, 6.8. He hasn't even reached the projection in 2 weeks combined.
Yeah, I mean, we've already discussed that Henry might not have such a great season.
No, he's not going to. So I just think I think it's an over projection for the finest, and I think that Gronky Kong's going to win.
Yeah, Davis. I mean, even if Davis plays, he's got to get Thielen out of there. I mean, How many chances
I
are
mean,
you
he's
going to
got
give him?
Duvernay. I don't know what's happening there. Or
Yeah, I think it's Duvernay time.
what's this guy's deal? He had a concussion last week. Return to practice. I mean, Duvernay. I mean, yeah, you got to get Thielen out of there. I know you want to, but no. I don't know. All right. So you're taking Gronky Kong as well.
Yeah, I got to take Gronky Kong. I mean, as long as Thielen's in there, you got to get him out of
Yeah. All right, moving on. Where would we like to go next?
Let's go to me versus Whalers.
Ah, quite a good matchup.
Yeah, this actually is pretty good. Very evenly projected.
Mm-hmm. I almost want to save this for the good. Why are we doing the good games early? Yeah, so 125.87 to 127.24 is the projection. It's a 51 to 49 projection. Neither of you have had anybody play yet. So yeah.
Both of us smartly stayed away from this Browns game.
Yep. So all right, so like looking at this, you have the edge at quarterback with Jared Allen, and he has Derek Carr. So then you got
who I dropped, by the way. He's already raccooned him up.
Who?
Whalers. I dropped Derek Carr. He picked him up already. And he played him last week. He's already raccooning his way through the league.
Of course, you know he's going to. There's no doubt. That's what he does. As I've said, he should change his name to the raccoons of the garbage can or whatever. I don't know. He's got Whalers, but I mean he's got a brand in the center. I mean, you stick with the Whalers. So then you got Hill and Wilson going against Jefferson and Adams. That's a really good receiver core matchup. Now, I was surprised about Adams from last week. You tell me. I mean, Jefferson, though, has been a beast.
He's been a beast, but he ran into big play Slay last week against the Eagles. And Slay basically, and again, Kirk Cousins was hard. So Whalers is going to be at the mercy of Kirk Cousins.
Wow, 10 points. Ouch. Sure.
And their matchup this week is against Detroit. I mean, I don't think Detroit.
I wonder about the Tennessee matchup for Devontae Adams and for Derek Carr because those are boring slog games as well. But Swift has been fantastic and going against Minnesota there, so he's involved in that game as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have an Akers sighting again.
I heard that he. So what's the deal? He got 8. It's not like he's back. I don't. Okay. And then you have Hilaire. What did he do? Wow, look at Mr. Hilaire.
Well, Willis offered a trade for Hilaire. I was almost ready to give him up. He's actually, I like Kansas City's usage of him. They're using him very smartly. Like late in the game when they're trying to pass, they hit him out of the backfield. He's not like the first and second down slogger.
Okay. And what happened with Patterson?
Patterson had a shitty week. Of course, you said not, to play him, and I don't. And then you said that he's turning into Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw him in there. Knox all of a sudden is injured. Keenan Allen hopefully will be back, but even if he is back, his quarterback might be injured.
Yeah, I heard that Allen might be back, and yeah, and that is true about Herbert. So is Kittle coming back? Because I think Kittle gets a huge bump with Garoppolo back. So groin practice again on Thursday. Kittle will likely be slapped with another limited tag, but the back-to-back practice sessions means he avoided setbacks on Wednesday at this point. That is the only thing that could hold him out against the Broncos. With Jimmy Garoppolo back under center and Niners pass attempts starting to rise, Kittle remains a top 5 tight end 1, even though Jimmy G doesn't exactly presage an elite aerial attack. And so I think Kittle gets a bump. I actually think that he's going to play well.
He does get a bump, but even before Kittle got hurt, we said that it was starting to shift to be Debo's team. So, but the 49ers are going to need all the weapons they can get with all their injuries.
Yeah. And Lockett. Oh my god. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's just not a lot. It's 19 points for Lockett. Interesting. Okay. But I'm still saying, like when you're picking in the trash, it's just a recession in the trash. It's just
Yep.
not anything, you know. Ugh. He's picked up Algier. What did he do? 3 points last week. Okay. Um,
I got two of my players that I dropped playing against him. I got the so I dropped Carr and I dropped.
well, I dropped Algier, so I mean, like they're all. I mean, obviously, when you drop somebody, you know that it's almost like a direct shoot into the winner's roster. It's like
Yeah.
it's like one of those apartment buildings where you just drop the shoot right onto his roster.
Well,
I don't know.
Knox concerns me because I'm going to need a tight end.
You're not playing Dortch this week?
Well, I'm going to see if Allen can't go. They both play at 4:00. Dortch is in there.
Okay.
Obviously, Allen's the bigger superstar.
McLaurin had a decent game last week too. I saw 13 and 12. I mean, he's doing all right.
I'm going to give this Wilson a spin. He had 30 points for the Jets, and I think Flacco's still in there for now.
Yes. I don't know where to go with this game. This game is an intriguing matchup, I have to say.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We have the Giants kicker and the Dallas defense on Monday night in case things are close.
Right.
The Giants kicker's been really consistent. And they have just enough with Saquon and the gang to move the sticks, but they can never score.
Mm-hmm.
So Graham Gano gets a lot of work.
I really don't know where to go with this game.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give you a slight edge just because Allen, Hill, and Wilson. And, I'm going to give you like a minuscule edge.
Well, I'm going to go with myself in this game because of Allen. Allen has been money man.
And he's going against Miami, and we saw what happened.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game.
So I'll go with you, but but then again, last week I said that it was going to be really close between Whalers and Eugene, and it was a complete blowout. He also didn't make 100 last week. So I'm going to say the same thing again. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I do think, and I don't even know that I think, I'm just saying if I have to pick a team, I think your top three guys might carry you maybe a little bit more than his top three. And that's the only difference maker that I see.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Where shall we go next? We want to go to Lightning Rods versus Clever Name Pending.
Clever Name is still pending.
I think it's going to pend for a while. So the original projection is this one did involve some Thursday players. Original projection 123.06 to 123.99. This is also a really close game, even still after this. So the current projection is 123.06 to 124.75. I will say that the Clever Name Pending's team have really met their projections. Like they've hit it within like a point or two. And they're doing it again. I mean, so they had two players play. They had Deontay Johnson and Kareem Hunt. So, I mean, Kareem Hunt just slightly under, Deontay Johnson just slightly over. And yeah, so he ends up with 25.5 points after the Thursday night game. No blowout scores in the Thursdays, which actually bodes well because when you have that huge lead on Thursday, that always seems to collapse. I don't think that he has that here. I think that he just has a decent Thursday night performance, and I don't know. So is Cook gonna screw him again? Or should I say Kirk? I don't know. Mahomes at Indy, that's a great matchup. Aaron Rodgers at Tampa Bay, not as much.
Nah.
Diggs at Miami, though. Wow.
I mean, Diggs has been the man for the lightning rod so far.
Yeah. Williams versus Jacksonville. What did he do last week? Okay, he did well in Allen's absence. I'm not sure. I wonder if it drops back down to the 3. Um, everybody's favorite David Montgomery, 14.4. Pierce getting a higher than expected projection there. Waller's been solid, I think, this year. He has been. Hawkinson has not. Michael Thomas, your buddy, versus Bateman.
He's not my buddy. Not anymore.
Um, another close game. What's gonna make the difference in this one? I think that Cook and Pierce can cancel each other out in bad games. I think Montgomery can hit that. I think Mahomes, I probably outperform Rodgers. I kind of suspect, but Diggs is gonna have that Miami game. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the lightning rods here, but I think clever name pending is going to be very pissed after losing two. He's going to be, if he goes to 1-2 when he really should be like almost 3-0, I think he's going to be really pissed. But honestly, he's played well enough to be, in that undefeated bracket. But
Yeah.
but I'm going to go with lightning rods. I just slightly, just because of Diggs.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, with Diggs in the hot streak, I'm favoring lightning rods in this one as well.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if clever name pending wins, but I'm just gonna slightly favor lightning rods here.
Nah, but I mean, Bateman's got a touchdown in 2 straight games for him. Waller's hot. Hunt just missed his projection. Cook against Detroit's pretty solid. Home, like you said, you know what?
You can go the other way. I mean, like I really do
I'm
think
gonna shift my prediction. I think Bowtie wins this one.
okay. I mean, and that's fair. I mean, it's really close because I see like there's little I don't know. I think it's close because Williams and Thomas, I think, and then Diggs. I think that wide receiving core is going to be the thing that maybe carries him a little bit. But then you have Mahomes at Indy who sucks. So he's going to need a big game from Bateman and from him. I don't know. I think I'm going to stay with mine, but it could go the other way very easily. All right, moving on. Tillett Trey versus Wakanda. Whew. Okay. 2 teams that did not break the 100-point barrier last week. With already, all right, so Fryerman with 6.10, so already Wakanda's in trouble there. He is playing Tua this week against Buffalo, so good play there.
Yeah, fine.
I know. Carson Wentz, though, I mean, who's been amazing, going against Philadelphia, his old team. That's a great quarterback matchup right here. Metcalf versus Chase. You already have Cooper with 23 points there, so not bad.
Amari Cooper getting it done for Tillett Trey already.
Yeah. Although always beware of the Thursday night scores, and only 6.1, like I said, for Fryer Ruth. He's playing Madison and Taylor. Taylor, who did not impress last week, and Madison. I mean, I don't know. Go against Fournette and Mixon. Godert should, going against Washington should have a better game than Fryermuth so far. I mean, so what's the status on Connor? Returned to practice Wednesday. Reportedly saw some reps at Wednesday's practice, but was still listed as DNP on the team's injury report. Today, it appears Connor was indeed a participant in the team's practice session, which is a good sign ahead of Sunday's Week 3 matchup. Facing a tough Rams defense, Connor would be an RB2 if he suits up this weekend. Okay. And then what is this? Traylon Burks.
Oh yeah, well Burks for Tennessee got a couple. Is that the Tennessee receiver? We got a couple.
Yeah. I mean, 8.5, 8.7, 5 and 6 targets, 3 and 4 receptions. I mean, okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm definitely going with Tillett Trey in this.
Well, Conda's got some work to do here. Until I see some changes. I mean, Tua was a great move finally, but he's got some other things he's got to clean up a little bit. Palmer. I mean, if Keenan Allen comes back, I really wouldn't be messing with Palmer. But he's Dr. Hockey. He's got his own agenda.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Okay, I'm going with Tillett though. I mean, already the projection is 71-29, and that's after the Thursday night game.
Oh yeah, I'm going with Tillett all the way.
Yeah. Okay. And then moving on to the last game of the week. The 1603ers versus Dave's Secret Crush.
Oh, he saves himself for last. For the fan.
Well, I do the fan game always last. I don't ever. I personally would like to be the first one to get myself out of the way, but the fan, we got to keep him here till the end, because otherwise he won't watch. Wow, you play Whalers and I play Eugene. Woo. All right, interesting week.
Yeah, big week.
So the original projection was 126.70 to 118.96. The current projection is 121.52 to 118.96. After the Pittsburgh defense only ended up with 1 point from tonight's game. I mean, look, we got a lot of questions. First of all, McCaffrey has another question mark, but it looks like he's going to go forward until he gets injured, of course. Jacoby and Myers ends up with questionable tag too, which is really annoying. Just bid from the auction. There was no sign of anything, and I'm just wondering if this is Belichick shenanigans. I forgot what it's like to have Patriots. I hate having Patriots. I don't know. So playing Flacco this week against Cincinnati, I think he will overshoot that projection of 16.39. But Hurts has been really good, and he's going against Washington. That should be a high-scoring game.
Oh yeah.
Now, Sutton versus Cup, I do think that Cup will do better than Sutton, despite the fact that he believes that this is an even trade right there. We just by throwing in Brandon Cooks or whatever. AJ Brown at Washington, I think that Brown's gonna have a good game. Like I said, I don't even know what's happening with Myers right now. We might have to put in Doolin or Doodlin or whatever. Hines against Etienne. That might actually be a vaguely even matchup because I do think that Indy is going to have to pass some against this KC team. Andrews at New England, versus New England against Pitts. I do think that Andrews has the advantage there, and then playing Wilson against Amon St. Brown. I mean, Mumra has been fantastic this year.
He's been yeah.
So, look, on paper, I got to give it to Dave's Secret Crush. I mean, I always do. Anyway, I give it to my opponent anyway, but I think the matchups are good. I mean, I think that there's still so many question marks that are out there for my team anyway. I just don't know. I don't feel that confident this week. But we'll see. I'm gonna pick Dave's Secret Crush.
I'm going to pick Dave's Secret Crush as well right now. Obviously McCaffrey, he always ends up playing, but I think Baker's having an effect on that team. It's no longer just give it to McCaffrey. It's Baker trying to be Russell Wilson.
And then Russell Wilson sucking. I mean, there's a lot of problems that are on my team right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with Eugene right now. But, the 1603s will, they can put the pieces together. I'm glad you held off that trade from Sutton.
I mean, obviously, I don't.
Sutton and Cooks for Cooper Cup. I mean, come on. Like, is that a real offer? Are you kidding me? I don't know.
Apparently, he thinks it is. I don't know. This is why the man always goes to trial, because if this is his if this is what he offers on the as settlement, why would anybody settle? There's no point. Just go to trial if you're going to give offers like that are that ridiculous, and not even see that they're ridiculous. But I've talked enough about that stupid trade. He gave me enough to talk about. So
yeah.
All right. So you're
right now. I'm going Eugene.
Yeah, me too. So your lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
This is a tough one because I think there's a lot of, there's a lot of close games.
Lock of the week right now is.
I think I'm gonna go Tillit Tray over Wakanda.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Grunky Kong over the Finest.
No. Tillit Tray over Wakanda. He's still playing Mats. Come on.
Okay. Who's your upset?
Unless Dalvin Cook is like actually injured. You can't. Madison should be nowhere near your starting line.
Okay, so then who's your upset of the week? So we're both going with Tillit over Wakanda for the lock.
Oh.
Okay. And who are you going for the upset of the week?
Upset of the week. I think Nick well, no, Nick is favored, so I think you well, I picked Eugene, so you can't. Yeah, you know what? I'll go with Rocky Kong over Finest. If you're gonna look at the
well, yeah, if you look at the actual projections, I think that obviously then that is the natural. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be the upset of the week if that happened. I was gonna go with Nick and Jamie after last week, but yeah, looking at the projections, then yeah, I think is the upset of the week.
Yeah, if you're gonna go strictly a numbers game.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Good luck to everybody this week.
Yes. Would you like to actually face the camera maybe and say goodbye to everybody?
Oh yeah. Good luck to everybody this week.
There's nothing else to look at over there now, so
Yeah. Well.
All right. So yeah. I got nothing else. Yeah. See you next week. Good luck this week. All right. Bye.
Yeah.